Hello and good evening. It is December 31st, New Year's Eve of 2025, and it's your boy here live tonight. I got some things I want to present to you guys, and we're going to have a conversation. So, without further ado, let's get the show started.
I feel like this was an intro or outro, but great job. I didn't stop it. That's the length of the song that came
Oh no,
through. That
I
was
don't know what happened. All right. Now that we have everything started off proper, uh boy, oh boy, what a day it is. I am glad you guys are here with me tonight. What in the world is going on there? And why isn't it scrolling? Weird stuff. Weird stuff going on. I don't know. All right, let me go into this one over here for the controls. Since that one wants to act a donkey tonight. Anywho's, I am so glad to see you guys here. Let's say hello to some of the people in the comments. And Dustin Butler is here. Good evening to you, good sir. And welcome. Also, we have the beautiful and great Miss Kim here. Welcome. She says, hey, Happy New Year Eve. Farewell 2025, literally the longest year we have ever lived through. Absolutely. What a long year it has been. Um oh my gosh. 2025 has been extra extra long for no reason. That's what I would say. Extra long. Good riddance. 2025 has been quite rough for us all. And it is my hopes that as we usher in 2026, we can let bygones be bygones and leave 2025 in 2025. Don't bring any lingering energy from it into the new year. Amen. Without no further ado, I will announce tonight's topics as follows. Tonight I'm talking about Anthony Joshua and his triumphant win over uh, that YouTuber guy in the boxing ring and some other things that has transpired since then. And I also have the great pleasure of presenting um, evidence found in regards to the walk for peace by the monks that have been walking across this great nation as they travel towards Washington, D.C. to meet with President Kankles and company. They stopped through my neck of the woods here in Georgia, and I got a couple of clips to share with you guys from that. All right. Also, there was over the weekend some excuse me, tongue tied Peruvian shamans to give their predictions on 2026. And I have that evidence to present to you tonight. All right. And a few funny clips that I've seen from around the world. And then I will drop our infamous link to call in the chat, allowing you guys to come up and talk about some of the things that you have seen or comment on some of the things I have presented to you tonight. I hope all is well is in your neck of the woods and everyone is doing mighty fine. Y'all stay healthy out there. There is an uptake in the flu going around. And unfortunately, they're not trying to inform people of how exactly they should govern themselves accordingly. Word to the wise. You have to maintain your immune system. Some of the great remedies for that is making sure that you have some vitamin C in your life. Either the quick way a lot of people know of is drinking some orange juice at least 2 to 3 times a week. Not every day, because that will spike all of your blood sugars. And then you'll be around here taking shots. Insulin shots, that is. Or other ones to lower your A1C back down. We're not about that. You can also drink some apple juice as an alternative for those that don't think they can consume orange juice on a regular like that. Either apple juice has plenty of vitamin C in it as well, but like the orange juice, we must not overindulge because of the sugars. Or if you want to go old school, there are capsules that you can take for vitamin C. Now, if you're going to go that route with the capsules, I encourage you to also seek out getting some vitamin D3. There are a couple of combination pills that has the combination of vitamin D3 as well as K2 in them. Get them. They are very beneficial to your health. In addition to that, I would also suggest getting zinc. Zinc helps fort off a lot of things in your immune system. It regulates a lot of things in your blood that helps your immune system to fight off these illnesses such as the flu. Now, will it prevent it from happening? It's a 50-50 chance that you will still get the flu. However, its effects on your body won't last as long without it. So, to recap, try getting some vitamin D, try getting some vitamin C, try getting some zinc. Build up your immune system. And for my tea drinkers and lovers out there, drink a couple times a week some ginger tea. It'll help flush out the toxins in your gut from all the foods that you eat. That's another thing that will help with your immune system in these flu season months. All right. I think I am done ranting my mouth on that. I have a few announcements of sad news to go through, and they are as follows. Recently in the news, we unfortunately lost a great musician amongst the gospel community. Mr. Richard Smallwood is no longer with us. He died the other day at the age of 77. Um, the greatest song that everyone knows him for is Total Praise. He has a laundry list of songs that he's performed with choirs and other artists over the years, and he definitely will be missed. Rest in power, our dear brother, Richard Smallwood. Next on our list, we lost a great actor recently, Isaiah Whitlock Jr. He is greatly known for his role from The Wire, and he has a laundry list of other films and TV shows. He leaves us at the age of 71. I particularly know him for his role at The Wire, um, in the department there, and his most infamous line that a lot of people heard me say, and I naturally gravitated to it. In my vernacular, shit. May he rest in power amongst the heavens. We lost a good one there, right? Um, man, I so I had the pleasure of watching the highlights of Anthony Joshua knock out Sir Paul in their recent boxing event on Netflix. Um, it was quite astonishing to see someone stick to their guns and not really shy away from who they really are, despite the contracts and the glit and glamour of everything surrounding fighting Mr. Paul. You decided to do what you do best. And it is so interesting um, to see all the back and forth about how you decided to quote unquote go off script and instead of taking the fall in this fight for Sir Paul to um, gain some type of glory and fame from his antics, you exposed him for not being the boxer that he thought he was, not being a member of that particular field, and exposing that it's all about the money. I love that about that. I praise you for that. And sticking to who you are, which is a true boxer at heart. And um I'll say like this, the it's unfortunate that he wasn't prepared. I'm talking about Paul was not prepared for that fight the way that he thought he was truly prepared, because he went into it that having a chip on the shoulder that he was going to win regardless. And when the tables and tide turned out of his favor and wham bam, knock out with a broken jaw, declared the loser that unfortunately he is and has always been. Um the truth definitely set Joshua free on that one. In my opinion, that's just my thoughts and opinions on that. And the aftermath of that recently, um, there was a situation where um, while visiting out of the country, um, unfortunately, there was an accident involving Anthony Joshua. And in this accident, unfortunately, two of his friends did not make they did not make it out of that. And um, it is a blessing to see that Mr. Joshua did survive it with a few injuries, but the loss of his friends in that is totally tragic. And uh, condolences to him and their families. And I pray for their healing, and I pray for their peace of mind. Now, knowing how things are on the internet, uh, of course, people have things to say about it. And astonishingly, just a few hours before, there were some videos captured of him and his friends hanging out for, unfortunately, their last time together. And these are some of those images that were shared online. Also sharing the images of him being rescued from the accident, and seeing that the community of people there were so compassionate and caring and coming to his aid, let you know that there is truly a God out here, and he lives through the people. Amen. And we wish him a speedy recovery from his injuries. Now, what I find to be disturbing is how many people are so quick to run to the internets and out here decide that I'm going to tell this story. And I want y'all to hear this.
Gets into a car accident. 2 people die right after Jake Paul said he didn't follow the script. I'm kind of lost. What script? Was it just boxing, or was there something else going on behind the scenes? This video is about to get a little dark and a little deep. Stay with me. You know how they say life is just a stage? Then who's writing the movie script? What happens if you don't follow the script? What happens if you don't follow the script? It's not really about money. It's about your energy. They need you to focus on everything. Lights, camera, action. Let's get the show rolling. What's taking place right now is nothing but another ritual. Once you understand this symbol, everything will make sense. Anthony Joshua is a boxer. Ever ask yourself, why do they call the boxing ring the square circle? The square circle? When you step inside of the ring, it's 12 rounds. Jesus had 12 disciples. It's 12 hands on a clock. It's 12 zodiac signs. What happened with that car accident is nothing but a ritual for New Year's. Or I should say, Times Square. Once you get inside of the matrix, you have to follow the script. Raise your hand for permission. Raise your hand to go to the bathroom. Once you get inside, you can't get out. Once you get inside the maze, you can't get out. Everything is just a ritual. When we focus on entertainment, we forget that we are really the prisoners that's stuck in a box. Your TV, box. Your bed, box. Your wall, box. Your car, box. The mirrors in your house, probably a box. Your floors, box, your computers, your cell phone, all boxes. Everything is a spiritual code. We are the ones that's boxing the 12 rounds. The 12 rounds that's connected to the circle, or I should say 365 days. I had to use him because he is 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. 2025, number 9. You are dealing with a new year, Times Square ritual. Save your energy. You're going to need it. A boxing.
For me, seeing this video on the internet and it's propaganda in which I am exclusively and particularly focusing on the propaganda as far as the fear aspect of this video. Understanding things can be related to spirituality and some type of ritualistic background. Oh, and excuse me, I forgot to light my candle for this show. Anywho, as we continue on, the thing that I was real concerned about in this video is the poster demeanor towards it all being a ritual and the whole aspect of comparing it to the 12 disciples and zodiacs. It's a bit of a stretch for me because anything dealing with 12 is not always related to those things. The whole aspect of the clock and Times Square of New York, I'm assuming that's what he's talking about, the Times Square. All of it seems a bit of a reach. Yes, there are 12 digits on the clock. It's pointing to the fact of the 12 hours of 2 halves of a day, which is 24 hours. To compare that to him going off script and instead of taking the fall in this fight with this Paul fella and deciding to take him out, and because of that, this retaliation was put on him in this car accident. Yeah, we know some people can be vindictive and retaliate in all kinds of ways, but to connect these two dots to me is a bit of a stretch. And honestly, it's fear mongering to put this whole notion of that either Paul or Joshua were, in essence, doing some type of ritual sacrifice before the end of 2025, tying it into the numerology of 2025, adding up to 9. 9 is being the finale number, the end, or recycling backwards to a new beginning, a restart, or fresh start is a stretch. And then you bring in 12. It causes concern because to compare the 12 disciples to the 12 signs of the zodiacs, they are completely in two different things. If anything, the 12 signs of the zodiac are more a reflection of the 12 tribes, the initial tribes, and they have nothing to do with the 12 disciples either. The whole square and the circle thing, and many occult backgrounds, yeah, there is a little bit of truth there. It is the mysticism and witchcraft of the thing in the circle being the focus, being the subject matter in which all eyes need to be on. And this is one of the reasons why we have what we have nowadays in terms of sporting events in all aspects. When we're talking about boxing, we're talking about wrestling, we're talking about football, we're talking about basketball, we're talking about baseball, all of them. Yes, the stage is in the middle. Just as we're going to the concert, the stage is in front, but it's center in the middle of it all. And to look at it as it's a ritual, an exchange of energy, yeah, there's a little bit of truth there, but it's not as he is putting it. Um, he's putting it as if uh, we have no choice to look at it. It's there and it enchants us to watch it. No, there is a choice. And if we chose to turn away or focus on something else entirely different from it, that's still our choice. That is still our free will that God gave us. And even if you were to look at it in a sinister light as he is in this particular video, to say that you're being enchanted, there is an enchantment in everything that we are a part of. I have to agree. The cell phone is an enchantment. Yes. The television is an enchantment. The microwave and oven is an enchantment. What is put into it can either nourish us or destroy us. But at the end of the day, it is still our choice. It is not being forced upon us. And to say or imply that this in particular, in terms of this boxing match that was created by Paul and Joshua, was a ritual to enchant us, and to close out the loop of that, they had to sacrifice someone, is a bit of a stretch. I'm not going to totally dismiss the possibility of that being there, because we all know that this world has its good and evil, and evil can do things in ways that they will try to benefit from by making sacrifices and burning things. And many people will say, me burning a candle while I'm sitting here is a bit of a ritual. In my opinion, it can be looked that way. Is that my intentions? No. For me, this is a candle of peace. Is a opening for me to relax, to come to you with an open mind and be able to share my thoughts and feelings with clarity. That's what me lighting this candle and looking at the flame provides for me. For somebody else, they could be back here enchanting and saying things and essentially performing witchcraft. That's their intentions. It's not my intentions. And to say that either Paul or Joshua were in this whole aspect of trying to stir something up, I don't agree. And I'm not going to fault you for your opinions and your findings. However, I also wish that you would present your findings with a little more context, because in my opinion, it was quite all over the place and disjointing and not as informative as you may intended it to be. That's just my opinion. Somebody else may have another opinion. Me understanding and doing research on things as far as the events dating back to the Roman Colosseum and those time periods of medieval times where they would have these events of people fighting against each other in a squared arena. The circle aspect of it is being everyone surrounding them to watch. The viewer, the circle also mirrors the aspect of the eye. Some people may refer to it as being the all seeing eye. I don't put it as being the all seeing eye, because that is a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. However, if we're looking at this as what it is, yes, all eyes are being focused on this square inside of the circle. Outside of that square is the world that we live in. Those that decide to go and watch these things, it is put there for their entertainment. Now, what happened to Anthony Joshua in this accident is no form of entertainment. To try and connect that dot to him not taking the fall as a part of the script and it being a retaliation, I can't say that that's factual. That's your opinion. That's your findings. However, the truth is, it was an unfortunate accident. And what's great about it too, upon hearing about it, Paul posted his regret for what happened and his condolences and showed his love and care towards his fellow athlete. But none of that is featured in this video. And understanding that if we really break it down, the way that you crafted this video is a bit of a enchantment in itself as well. The enchantment for views. Say something so egregious that people have to comment and have to speak on what your views are, increasing your amount of views that you receive from it. Do we fault you for doing it? No, I don't fault you for doing it. It was your message that you decided to promote. Happy for you. My thing is, I would like to see you go deeper, provide more information, not just surface level things. That is my 2 cents on that. All minds and hearts clear? If so, we shall go on to the next case. Amen. Amen. So, in our next case, there has been a group of monks that has been traveling across our nation, walking through city by city, spreading their message and hopes of spreading peace in this nation in a time period in which we all have seen some egregious things from immigration to gun violence, and they have made their way here into my area, and they have come across the radar of quite a few people amongst the Georgia social aspects of things. And one particular guy that stands out to me, and I want to give him a shout out, Hood Anchor Yay. Is I guess you would say, Atlanta staple now. Happens to show up at all kinds of things that are happening around Atlanta: car accidents, fires, robberies, accidents. He's there and reporting on what is happening around Atlanta. And I had to share this one with you guys because it has been quite astonishing to see his reporting, and his reporting on this one was quite astonishing and a little bit funny. And without any further ado, here is Mr. Hood Anchor. Yay.
Live at the Month Walk Peace. They coming down Pattersville, finna hit Keller Road. Then we gonna hit Rainbow. I don't know why they didn't stop my Magic City, but I'm gonna have a talk with them about that.
For those that are not aware, Magic City is an adult entertainment facility in the Atlanta area. It is quite prominent, and a lot of famous people go through there. And for him to say, I don't know why they didn't stop by there, is absolutely hilarious to me. To see a monk go to an adult establishment, I don't know why it tickles me. But I'm tickled by it. Anyway.
Well, I ain't gonna care.
You have a group of monks
I ain't gonna lie, it cold the fuck outside.
They coming through the city, and they have been sharing love and all kinds of
there are so many people, there's so many love coming out for us just because of one reason, peace. And I have seen peace bloom already, and today right now in front of me there are so many peace flowers in front of me. And if all of us here can do that together with us, don't you think the world will be at peace?
Jack, you say the two lines? One here, one here? Okay, you got a line here, right here?
Thank you, Mr. Hood Anchor, yay, for sharing. And while they were here, they actually stopped in a few cities and spoke with people. Some people have shared water with them along with their walk across the nation. Some of them have shared food, stopped to celebrate them and encourage them. And along the way, they've had the opportunity to share prayers and messaging with them. In this particular video that I found on their page, the walkforpeace.usa, they share a message with us. They were sharing their prayer in the city of tomorrow. Y'all looking at this dog laid out on the ground tickled me because I said that dog had been walking with them and is tired. it has finally received its piece, while its owners is out here sharing his message with everybody. And I definitely applaud these monks for one, going out and doing the thing that we all need, a little peace at this moment in time, and having these Buddhist monk come through, sharing their messaging, sharing their energy with us, and putting us in the mind state of we all need a little more love shared amongst each other. That is the ultimate message that is being shared and stated here. And I love it because currently, right now, there is so much hatred being spread across this nation. We need something to crack through and bring some type of light to this world. Amen. And I wish them all the best on their journey across this nation from city to city. I pray for their safety. I pray for the right people to come. And as they extend their love to those regions and places, I pray that the love is reciprocated to them 10 times fold. Amen. All right, now. Let me hit some of these comments here. I catch up on some of what everybody has been talking about tonight. I appreciate you guys being here with me. And Miss Kim said, if you take vitamin D, get the vitamin K2 with the vitamin D3 combo. Absolutely. It is essential that you have that counterbalance from the K2 with the vitamin D, since vitamin D essentially is our calcium, and it's a couple other things that fold into the vitamin D, but it's primarily calcium. And having that K2 along with that calcium, the K2 actually helps break down the vitamin D in your system. So definitely have the combo if you can, or if you prefer to have the separate pill, definitely get with some K12 or the K2 itself. But save your money, get the combo. It works. She also says, rest in peace, Mr. Smallwood. Salute to him. Indeed, we lost a good one there. At the age of 77, boy, he had been with us a mighty long time, indeed. Of course, we would love to have people live forever, but well done. What a mighty servant he has been. Ms. Kim also says, I always saw Isaiah Whitlock in various roles. He was a standout actor. Absolutely. I love some of his more funnier ones, but definitely his performance on The Wire for me stood out the most. Hey, we have the lovely J Star Bright with us this evening. She says, Happy New Year's Eve to Miss Kim, to myself, and Dustin. Happy New Year's Eve to you, my dear. We love you. Thank you for joining us. Miss Kim says, hey to Jen. And she says she loves the hood anchor. Yay. Absolutely. The dude is hilarious. And his presenting of the news is absolutely funny because he definitely brings an urban approach to it. Definitely. And Miss Kim said, I have to look him up. Definitely, you got to look up Hood Anchor Yet. He is hilarious. And for him to bring up the whole Magic City thing, I recently, Miss Kim, if you have a chance to watch him, he did take a trip with the ladies and company from Magic City over to Japan, where they did a review performance over there for the people of Japan. His take and review of their trip is absolutely hilarious and an outstanding video presentation that I think he needs an award for. And he is an advocate for the Magic City, and I love his energy that he brings to social media because he definitely brings a little bit of humor and realness to it all. Ms. Kim said, may God continue to bless those monks on their journey. Absolutely. She said that pooch is a dog tired. Absolutely. I mean, the tiredness, the level of tiredness that is on this pooch. Oh my God. He is not going nowhere no time soon. But I'm pretty sure its owner had to go down there and wake it from its sleep, its slumber. Like, absolutely. It was out. It was out of here. All right, y'all. If you're still with me, I appreciate you for staying with me. Hit that like button for me. Hit the like button and share. All right. So, over the weekend, post Christmas, that is, there were some Peruvian shamans that were out here in these streets, and they had a message to share with us regarding 2026 comings, and I have to share it with you. One of my man
gather every year to make predictions about the
Aaron from the Midas Touch was the first person that I will give credit to. Shout out to Aaron and those guys over the Midas Touch for sharing the news of world events and sharing it in a way that isn't biased. And him sharing the news about the history of these Peruvian shamans is right here for you. I'm going to let him share it with you, and then we'll talk about it some more. I got a few other clips surrounding these Peruvian shamans that I will share after this.
future health and status of world leaders, gathered this year in Lima, Peru, according to Reuters, and predicted that Donald Trump would fall, quote, seriously ill and that the United States should prepare itself in 2026, and also predicted Nicolas Maduro's exit from Venezuela. Now, these shamans, they gather every year. They predict the future of world leaders. They're not always right. They are sometimes, but not always. Last year, they predicted that there'd be a nuclear war between Israel and Gaza. That did not happen. There was no nuclear war. But the year before, they predicted the death of the former Peruvian president Fujimori, who actually did pass away that year that when they predicted it. And this year, they are predicting that Trump would fall seriously ill and that the United States should prepare for it, and along with Maduro's ouster. On a more serious note, there are serious concerns about the White House's lack of transparency about Trump's health that need to be answered in the new year. I'll continue poking and prodding. Spread the word. Follow along for more.
All right, Mr. Aaron. Appreciate you sharing that bit of news with us. If you want to stay connected with Aaron, you can follow him on Instagram and or the Midas Touch group. So the message here, the Peruvian shamans predicting Mr. Kenkel's having a big fall of illness in 2026 is a headline that I think a lot of people would definitely be happy to see. Amongst the things that they were doing, they actually went to the shores of the beaches and performed some rituals.
In 2026, we see Mr. Nicolas Maduro defeated. Nicolas Maduro will flee Venezuela. He will not be captured, he will flee Venezuela. The United States should prepare because Mr. Donald Trump will fall seriously ill. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine is in conversation. As if they were calling for attention. I see this conflict will end. It will finish. They will raise the flag of peace.
To see these Peruvian shamans out here predicting these things to come for 2026, I'm on the side of wishful thinking as well, as these things are put out into the atmosphere as hopes and or prayers, as we see that they were performing rituals there by the beach. I believe that with these things being put out in the atmosphere, it is a recipe for these things to come to pass. Now, in particular, when it comes to the leader of Venezuela fleeing from the country, for those that are unaware at this time, Venezuela is in a silent battle against the United States. It wasn't started by Venezuela. It was surely started by our commander in Cankles. And the reason why it was started was essentially they were being blamed for the traffic of narcotics, in particular fentanyl. And it has been founded that they are not one of the portals in which Fenty is being trafficked through. So they had to quickly pivot away from that because the truth set them free from that. And now we're in this whole ordeal of President Cankles now blaming Venezuela for stealing oil. You're blaming a whole country for stealing oil that you had within their borders, that is inside of their country. Right. And so many people have been quietly pointing back to a time where there was WMDs allegedly in a country in the Middle East that we later on found out there was no such thing. And the entire ordeal of that was centered around oil as well. How our history is repeating ourselves. And the funny aspect of it all is it's coming from the same political party that did it the last time. Let that marinate. But yet people like they still vote for these people to go in the office and then become surprised later on when the truth slaps them in the face. I didn't know that we're going to go over there and do that. Well, as George W. Bush has put it so eloquently several times, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. A fool can't get fooled again. But yet y'all keep getting fooled again and again and again. Why? I just think y'all are suckers. And you love going through this cycle of turmoil from these particular political party. Y'all just love it. Going through that cycle of having all these things stripped away just to have the other party come in and give it back to you. You're happy for a little while, and then all of a sudden y'all not happy with them no more, and then y'all go back to the people that hurt you. And it's a endless cycle that I'm like, y'all never gonna learn this lesson. Absolutely. And what's so interesting about this, to say that these shamans are saying that President Cankles is also going to face his demise in 2026 due to an illness. It's quite interesting. Miss Kemp says, I need an exact date, Mr. Shaman Man. A lot of us have been looking for this exact date, and it was so funny because in 2025, there were so many people predicting these dates, and they have gone and went time and time again. Let me tell you about this. This one time, people was talking about he was going to expire on his birthday. And when his birthday came, they were disappointed. Absolutely disappointed. At this point, I hate to say this, but I don't like comparing them to this, but man, daggone it. It is starting to reminisce of we don't know the day nor the hour in which this is going to happen. We just need to wait for it. And this next video I got to share with y'all, oh my God. This gentleman says he got the formula. He knows exactly what is going on. And I can't wait to share this one because this is the most factual information I've had thus far regarding him.
It's displaying classic frontotemporal dementia, that forward-leaning posture that he seems to have had for several years now. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia, just like this guy. Here's another more clear example. You see the example figure up top, and then Trump during a press conference. I mean, it's basically identical. And this leaning forward posture actually differentiates frontotemporal dementia from Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's involves basically forgetting, while FTD includes confabulation, where the holes in your memory, you fill them in with lies that you make up and that you 100% believe.
Did y'all hear that? I'm gonna let this play one more time once he finished going through this. But did y'all hear what he said? Making up stories and lies that you believe.
Explains why Trump always seems 100% confident, even though he's a fucking liar. Many of you have been asking me, what is the cause of expiration for somebody with frontotemporal dementia? And the answer is pneumonia, related to aspirating food. Because over time, as the frontal and temporal lobes atrophy, you lose the ability to effectively swallow, and then you aspirate food and develop pneumonia.
Ooh. Hold up, man. Pneumonia, you say? Ooh. Interesting.
Said it before and I'll say it again. With all of these dementia symptoms piling up and his possible history of stroke, TIA, heart failure, chronic kidney disease, I say he's got 2 to 4 months left in the land of the living, or as somebody who could possibly fulfill the duties of the president. A lot of people are asking, well, can't they just prop him up for the entire 4 years? The answer is no.
Weekend at Bernie's Donald Trump edition will be hilarious to see them try and pull that off. Oh my God.
Because the more the frontal lobe atrophies, he's going to start to do stuff that is so embarrassing, it will be impossible for him to remain president, no matter how much MAGA wants him to be. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Here's the President of the United States displaying classic frontotemporal dementia, that forward-leaning posture that he seems to have had for several years now. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia, just like this guy. Here's another more clear example. You see the example figure up top, and then Trump during a press conference. I mean, it's basically identical.
Boy. Somebody need to get this man an award ASAP. Because I seen a lot of people do that and stand in that kind of position. And I ain't never think, not once, that this is their diagnosis and reason why they stand that way. This is definitely eye-opening.
This leaning forward posture actually differentiates frontotemporal dementia from Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's involves basically forgetting, while FTD includes confabulation, where the holes in your memory, you fill them in with lies that you make up and that you 100% believe. This explains why Trump always seems 100% confident, even though he's a fucking liar. Any of you have been
Oh boy. That explains a lot.
asking me, what is the cause of expiration for somebody with frontotemporal dementia? And the answer is pneumonia, related to aspirating food. Because over time, as the frontal and temporal lobes atrophy, you lose the ability to effectively swallow, and then you aspirate food and develop pneumonia. I've said it before and I'll say it again. With all of these dementia symptoms piling up and his possible history of stroke, TIA, heart failure, chronic kidney disease, I say he's got 2 to 4 months left in the land of the living, or as somebody who could possibly fulfill the duties of the president. A lot of people are asking,
Well. 2 to 4 months. There is your timeline, Miss Kim. 2 to 4 months from now, which puts us right around spring. It'll be quite interesting to see if he make it past spring into the summertime, because we all know that they've been sending them places all over the country on dialysis, is what they're alleging that he is partaking. And that's how he's been able to stand up against Father Time thus far. I will be watching, because we all know that this administration is going to lie all the way to the last minute. I'm pretty sure they're going to say he's off at Camp David, if not golfing somewhere on a resort and chilling with his children before they announce exactly what has happened. It'll be quite interesting to see how this unfolds. Hey, man. Look at here. I got some funny stuff that I recently came across on social media that I absolutely have to share with you guys. And I hope that it makes you chuckle too. In recent news, down in New Orleans, Louisiana, there has been sightings of ice dolls being hung around the city, and these dolls have been used in ritual voodoo activities in which it's supposed to be anti-ice. And people have been saying that this stuff had been working. The ICE agents haven't been reporting for duty, and they ain't out on the streets as they once was after these dolls have been making appearance on trees and telephone poles and all kinds of places all around the city. for me, I'm quite tickled by it. And the reason why is, you know what? I'm all for it, dog. Get them out of there. Because they up to no good anyway. Terrorizing the people. And for them to be terrorized by the people via the voodoos, oh my God, I am here for it. And I truly believe until y'all do right by the people, everything that y'all have been working towards will be affected in some type of way, either on the personal side or on the professional side, because y'all ain't doing right by the people. Now, going down to New Orleans, thinking that y'all gonna be able to push them people around like y'all was doing in California and Chicago, them a different breed of people down there. Now, we all know that when they went to Chicago, they all went to certain parts of that city. And when they were out in LA, they only went to certain parts of those cities. New Orleans ain't one of them cities that you can just go to certain parts and think that the word ain't going to get out. And to know that a city like New Orleans has historical connections to voodoo and witchcraft, and y'all take y'all hips down there anyway and fool around with these peoples, you ain't got nobody but blame but yourselves. And for these dolls to be put up around the city and folk talking about they got headaches and all kinds of stuff, and they talking about they had pins and stuff poked into the dolls' heads and everything. I said, boy, y'all gonna quit messing with them people. Y'all gonna quit it. Cause y'all getting everything that y'all deserve on that messing around with them peoples. I know y'all say y'all got the job to do, but doggone it, y'all messing around with the wrong peoples. And y'all gonna keep at it. And somebody gonna get hurt if they ain't got hurt already. Stay safe out there, my friends. If you dare. Oh man. All right. That's enough of that one. In South Carolina, there was a gentleman that had been arrested and called into court. And unfortunately, he took a hard stance against the quote unquote system. And this interaction had me hollering, laughing, because
you've got charges pending in both the magistrate court and general sessions. You've got a driving under the influence going to Spartanburg Magistrate Court, and you've got a failure to stop for a blue light and a grand larceny.
Well, that's a lie, because I took a drug test. I did a blood drug test, and they come back negative.
Up to 30 days on the driving under the influence.
Okay, well, I'm not doing that.
Sign right here.
I'm not signing that.
Okay, that's what
and,
I need you to know.
I'm also the traffic failure to stop for a blue light, no injury or death, first offense.
Do you
I'm
want
not
to give me a
signing
phone
that.
number for your mother? Your mother's
I'm
in the
not
back.
signing that either.
You're not going to give me a phone number
No,
for your
I'm
mother
not.
to be text message?
No, that's okay.
All right. If you fail to make your court appearance, and your court appearance will be held.
I'm not going to court either.
I understand that. Your court appearance will be held January 22nd, 2026 at 10 o'clock.
Y'all feed me this garbage and feed lies and put this crap on TV, and say I was
Listen,
driving
make
under,
sure you
excuse
get-
me, I'm
you-
talking.
No, you're not.
I'm talking.
Okay.
Driving
Your
under
bond,
the
sir,
influence and drinking.
Your bond is set at $902
I don't have no bond.
cash
I don't have no
surety,
bond.
and you've got a $20,000 cash surety bond on the failure to stop for the blue light.
Well, I'm not signing either one.
I understand that.
I'll contact Donald Trump if
You'll
I
now
have
X
to.
him out here.
All right,
Thank
okay.
you.
Come this way. Yep. I guess I'll be contacting Donald Trump then.
That man said, I guess I'll be contacting Donald Trump. The level of boldness that I have seen in this video had me tickled, because he's like, I don't care what y'all said I did or did not do. I ain't following nothing. I don't care about your laws. I don't care what you said I would. I ain't doing nothing y'all said. I ain't coming to court. I ain't going to jail. I ain't got no ticket. I ain't got no bond. And if you say I do, I'll just call Donald Trump on you. Let me tell y'all, folks, man, like, there are, obviously now you can see that there are people out here that believe that Donald Trump is their savior, that he can get them out of anything because they voted for him. And I'm like, wow, the level of boldness to come from that. Oh my God. And it's so hilarious. The judge was trying to inform him of what is going on. And he's like, yeah, whatever. You're not in charge. You're not the boss of me. None of that. And I ain't got to listen to you because Donald Trump is on my side. And I'm like, does he have Donald Trump's phone number or something? Or are you just going to send him an email and say, hey, the man is trying to take me down and I voted for you and I need you to pardon me from all of this. Not knowing that, that is beyond the presidential authority and jurisdiction. Like, to assume that Donald Trump is just going to save you from this is hilarious. Number two, recently in the news, they were talking about how Donald Trump has been exchanging favors for people with a price tag of a minimum of $1 million. Minimum. And I'm like, oh my God. So say you do get in contact with President Kankles, Agent Orange, and he slaps you with, oh, well, I could get you out, but it's going to cost you. It may cost you a little. It may cost you a lot, but it's going to cost you. And, he's all about the art of the deal. And so just think if this gentleman is in hot, deep water as it appears to be in this, and Sir Trumpet says, I can get you out. It's going to cost you $2.5 million. He says in his video, $900 bond. He ain't got that. What makes you think he gonna have $1 million or more to make this go away? Like magically go away. I don't think so, sir. And understand that you have your day in court to plead your case, to show your innocence, even though the mountain of evidence is against you saying that you have been charged with DUI and all these other things. You failed to stop for the blue lights, which means they probably had to stop you themselves with any measures that they had to take. Understanding all of that, and you're like, I don't care. Yeah, I can't wait to see the results of this particular case. And I think the date for this one is scheduled sometime in January of 2026. And if he doesn't show up to court, we all know that they're going to put out a bench warrant for his arrest. And just imagine if he's out going to get some beer from Piggly Wiggly or whatever gas station he decides to go and get it from, and the law picks him up then. How hilarious would that be? I just can't wait. On my next clip here that I found on the internet that was pretty funny. These people out here in these internet streets never learn. And I promise you, that you'll chuckle after this one. Sir J.D. Vance recently was caught on a couple of clips talking about white people not having to apologize for being white anymore. There has been several clips of people responding to this, and most of the people that I've come across is like, ain't nobody said y'all had to apologize for that. What we are asking you for you to take a level of accountability in is slavery. Can y'all do that? And it's become more than obvious that y'all don't want to. And y'all have absolutely, on every level, tried to refuse and erase history. But this particular clip here, the gentleman responds, and I find it absolutely hilarious because his response to me states a lot about how J.D. Vance's message was received amongst their community.
And white anymore, which is a real time saver because I got my whole afternoon open now, so we can go get a hamburger or join the Klan, whatever you want to do.
I've lived a long time, always been white. I ain't apologized for it once. I didn't know I was supposed to be.
What is J.D. Vance talking about? Why is he so mean and stupid? I can't tell when he's just a weasel saying the most racist stuff that he doesn't officially believe, or has he talked himself into believing it, or was he always a racist little asshole? All he's saying is we're all being racist out loud now. Is that cool? Apologizing for being white is another example of shit that don't happen that the Trump administration takes credit for solving. J.D. Vance solved racism by making it worse. I don't have to apologize for being white anymore, which is a real time saver. Because I got my whole afternoon open now, so we can go get a hamburger or join the clan, whatever you want to do.
I've lived a long time. Always been white. I ain't apologized for it once. I didn't know I was supposed to be.
What is J.D. Vance talking about? Why is he so mean and stupid? I can't tell when he's just a weasel saying the most racist stuff that he doesn't officially believe, or has he talked himself into believing it, or was he always a racist little asshole? All he's saying is we're all being racist out loud now. Is that cool? Apologizing for being white is another example of shit that don't happen that the Trump administration takes credit for solving. J.D. Vance solved racism by making it worse. I don't have to apologize.
That last statement took me out. J.D. Vance made it worse. Absolutely. I have to agree with the gentleman over here at the Red State Update on Instagram. And for his compadre to say, I didn't even know that we were supposed to apologize. It's like, at this point, we all know that this administration is full of tricks and antics to try and generate some type of form of a win in their wins column, because they have taken a number of losses in this year. And to say that white people don't have to apologize for being white anymore, in my opinion, that is an absolute dog whistle that has been thrown out there by J.D. Vance, trying to incite people to act more belligerent, in my opinion, in regards to race. I think they were also trying to incite a race war with this. This is something that has been talked about for a long time. A race war potentially breaking out in the United States. And the reason why is quite interesting. Because one set of the pool of races believes that they are far superior than everybody else, and they need a reason to prove it. And so they want to craft a reason to absolutely come out here and generate something out of nothing to make it as egregious and bad. So they have to do something about it. It is the saddest and most pathetic thing I've ever heard of. You're already in control of everything, and yet you still have to prove your superiority. And it's because of whispers of them becoming a minority at some point in time because of migration trends. It is the whole basis for ICE targeting a certain set of people this year. But yet, I guess they don't have enough. And that's the cause of them trying to gain more. And the question becomes, when do you have enough? When will you be satisfied? The short answer that I came up with is they'll never be satisfied. Even when they are the last people on the earth, they still will be dissatisfied and want more. And it's absolutely sad. That y'all, everybody else has been pursuing some level of happiness, and yet still y'all can't find any level of happiness with what you got. You always have to go get more. Steal, rape, pillage, anyway, destroy to get more. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Next case. I guess this was an infomercial back in the 1940s. It's a interesting clip, and I when I saw it, it made me chuckle, and it also made me think of how far we have come as a people in these United States of America, and yet how far away we are as a people in the United States of America. In this particular clip, Frank Sinatra talks to a group of young people regarding discrimination. And it's quite interesting how the story unfolds. These young children were chasing after someone that generally looks like them, talks like them, but because of their religious choice, they're persecuting them. And a young, dashing Frank Sinatra comes in and speaks to them. Watch this.
Somebody in for a licking?
You bet. We're gonna smear him.
Yeah, but 10 against 1. That's not very fair.
Ah, come on. Come on.
What's it all about?
None of your business.
Scared to tell me?
No, I'm not as scared. I'll fight you even.
Not if I can help it. I just want to know why the gang war.
We don't like him. We don't want him in our neighborhood or going to our school. I've been living here as long as you.
What's he got, smallpox or something?
We don't like his religion.
His religion?
Look, mister, he's a dirt...
Now, hold on. I see what you mean. You must be a bunch of those Nazi werewolves I've been reading about.
Mister, are you screwy?
Not me. I'm an American.
Well, what do you think we are?
Nazis?
Don't call me a Nazi. My father's a sergeant in the army. He's been wounded even.
Wounded, huh? Say, I bet he got some of that blood plasma.
He was wounded so bad he had to get it 3 times.
Son, anybody in your family ever go to the blood bank?
Sure, my mother and my father both.
Uh-huh. You know what? I bet you maybe his pop's blood helped save your dad's life. That's bad.
What's bad about it?
Well, don't you see? Your father doesn't go to the same church as his father does. That's awful. Do you think maybe if your father knew about it in time, he would rather have died than to take blood from a man of another religion? Would you have wanted him to die? Would your mom want him to die?
No.
Look, fellas, religion makes no difference, except maybe to a Nazi or somebody as stupid. Why, people all over the world worship God in many different ways. God created everybody. He didn't create one people better than another. Your blood's the same as mine. Mine's the same as his. Do you know what this wonderful country is made of? It's made up of 100 different kind of people, and 100 different ways of talking, and 100 different ways of going to church. But they're all American ways. Wouldn't we be silly if we went around hating people because they comb their hair different than ours? Wouldn't we be a lot of dopes? My dad came from Italy, but I'm an American. But should I hate your father because he came from Ireland or France or Russia? Wouldn't I be a first-class fathead?
Shout out to Frank Sinatra, old Blue Eyes, for sitting down and doing this back in the 1940s. To think that back in the 1940s, which is well before my time, but I was able to see videos like this later on and read about the stories of things that were happening amongst the people. It got so bad. Things got so bad that they had to utilize the platform, the notoriety of celebrities to put out messaging, because unfortunately this became what they call white on white crime. And it was the thing that they utilized to calm the tensions of their community, because things were very tight when it came to Italians, Irish coming and integrating into the United States. Because at the time, those foreigners were coming in and were being treated different. Some of them were given direct paths to citizenship and direct paths to employment and wealth. And the people who had been here for a number of years and all these things started to come to head because these people were feeling slighted by the system in which they had took full advantage of post-slavery. Not to know that 1945 was not that far from post-slavery. To really understand the intricacies of time itself. 1945, these people were fighting against themselves and wiping each other out over small things as having blue eyes and religion and being from another country with an un-American accent at the time. And for them to gang up on him and to understand that this particular video is centered around Christians versus Jews. We're not too far from that today. The new enemy has become, it's the Hispanics, it's the Somalians, it's the Muslims. And here we are still spreading hate. It is astonishing to look back in history and see how the very thing of hate and how it has continued to spread. It just took on a new face. And to understand where it has come from. It ain't the people of said religion or ethnicity. It's all come from one source this whole time. And as we retrace it in its current day and iteration, it has yet again all come from one source. And it's like, wow, we how can we fix that? And I'm coming to the terms that it's not going to be, it can't be fixed. It can't be fixed with a simple infomercial like this. It can't be fixed at all, because there is always going to be someone to promote hate, be an agent for hate. It is a sad thing to realize. We can have it diminish as it once did diminish, because it became taboo to say these things out loud because of the ramifications and repercussions that were extended for doing so. But we have a leader sitting in the top position of this country that will encourage this. And it was so funny about his level of encouragement is pretty much handing people the match and walking away as they set everything ablaze. And will sit back and be like, I didn't tell them to do that. I didn't know they were going to do that. Well, since they did it, I'll take advantage of it. Until we get that ideology out of these borders, we'll always have this. Oh no, what happened? Don't do that. Hold on, y'all. Ah, there it is. In this particular clip, which is quite hilarious to me, there's a Christian woman who breaks down the proper way of having sexual intercourse. And it tickled me because quite often the church strays away from these kinds of conversations, and for her to be a voice for the Christian community, I absolutely laughed because of her hard stance on it. And shout outs to Kev on stage for adding his 2 cents in it and spinning it and making it even more funnier as a conversation piece. Watch this.
Intercourse, when you are intimate with your wife, husband and wife, the husband must rule over you. The man must always be on top.
Oh, brother.
Because he's ruling over you.
I rule, you rule, Ja rule. You get on top.
Never the woman on top of the man. And that's why we have so much of divorces and corruption, and because the women are ruling the men now.
So anything but the missionary position caused divorce?
The Bible talks about the man, let her breast satisfy you. Let your wife's breasts satisfy you. The breast cannot be satisfy you if she's facing down.
They can satisfy. They're satisfied, satisfactory. Satisfaction guaranteed.
She must be facing up and you must be on top. And that is the only godly position. No any other position in the bedroom.
All right, I'm calling it marriage bed is undefiled. I invoke marriage bed is undefiled.
It is ungodly, it is demonic. Those are moves of prostitutes. The Bible says the marriage bed should not be defiled.
No, I already said that. And then you said it was prostitution and stuff. I already called undefiled. We can't be using the same thing for different things.
It should not be defiled by anyone. So if I lie on top of my husband, I am defiling the marriage bed.
Agree to disagree. What about side to side? What about doggy style?
If we do dog style, are you a dog? It's already called it's a dog style. Are you a dog?
I heard the songwriter say, why must I be like that? Why must I chase the cat? Must be the dog in me, yeah.
You are releasing the spirit of what? Dogs. Sex, not sex. Intercourse between two people that are married. It is worship unto God. So it must be holy. Because God comes.
Hey, yo.
And lord over that bedroom. So if I'm doing anything ungodly, the Lord cannot be there. Satan is there to lord over it. When you have...
Oh my God. I praise her for having this conversation. But oh my, where do I begin? Okay. The biggest question I have to this woman of God. What is your level of education regarding sex? Because I mean, like, to think that there is only one way to glorify God. That, in my opinion, lets me know the limitations of your knowledge of God. And to say that there's only one perfect way to have sex, and that is missionary, face to face with man on top, woman on bottom. That is quite interesting. And to say everything else is what prostitutions do. And they're demonic and all of that in nature. And to say that you're invoking the spirit of a dog to do it doggy style. It for me is quite astonishing, because now looking at it fully with a open mind, I have this question to you. Like, is this based off of your cultural background and the knowledge that was passed down to you from your culture? Because if we were to look at Middle Eastern cultures, they have a vast library regarding different sexual positions and the benefits of those positions and why to do them. And that begins to, like I said earlier, what is your level of knowledge of sex? If your level of knowledge of sex is missionary good, everything else bad, and you don't question why everything else is bad, you don't investigate why everything else is considered bad, that lets me know that you're following traditional or cult teachings. To bring the Bible into this and to say, this is the only way. It's quite disturbing to me because it lets me know that you're okay with perishing because of the lack of knowledge. And what I mean by perishing, it means to be stifled, to not grow. Because your view of everything is from one aspect of knowledge. And you've closed yourself off, cutting yourself off, therefore killing yourself from learning anything else. And I find it quite interesting because if a doctor came to you and told you, all right, doing the missionary is killing you, you're going to continue to do it? Or are you going to change your ways? If a prophet came to you and told you the way that you have been doing things will not bear children, would you change or will you continue to do it? Those are legit questions I have for this woman. I'm not trying to be like overly facetious about her or try to chastise her or anything like that. It's a real conversation that I'm interested in having because, like Kevin on stage put it, so doing it from the side, that's not of a dog. Is that now demonic too? And that makes me wonder, like, are you aware of that position? How many positions are you aware of, madam? And it sounds like the only position that you are aware of is from the back, doggy style. It sounds like you have cut yourself off from the knowledge pool there is, and engulfed and wrapped that in the name of religion as the reason why you don't do those things or explore those things. It's quite astonishing. And I chuckle a little bit because it makes me wonder, like, how many children have you bore from missionary? Next case. Oh man, recently our dear old pal Snoop Doggy Dogg was on the sidelines at a football game, bowl game recently. It was Miami at Ohio versus another school. I forgot the name of the school. And during one of the kickoffs, he was doing an interview and broke the interview to go and catch the ball. And to see it happen in real speed and in slow motion absolutely tickled me. And I needed to share it with you guys.
I'm just honored to be a part of this game so I can give back.
The ultimate get back. Oh, this me. Watch out. This me. This me.
No! And he came out of his shoe. It's going down here in the doghouse. West Brown and Snoop Dogg.
My bad. My bad.
You came out of your shoe right there.
Come on, man. I'm just doing it all today, baby. All right. I was in the middle of an interview, but the ball, it had to get caught.
All right, so every dollar from this game going to charity.
Yeah, man. Everything is going to charity, man. We about giving it away. We don't want to hold on to it. We want to give it away to the people. Puzzle.
Stick around for that for sure. How about that play?
Look at
Big league play made by the veteran.
Look at Snoop out there having the ball, man.
Stick around for that for sure. How about that play?
It looked like he was waiting for this moment. This is Snoop's one shining moment that he just could not wait to take his chance to kick something off his bucket list. I definitely, from his interview and just being a fan of Snoop, I could tell he was waiting for a moment like this in his life to be able to catch a kickoff ball. And it's funny to watch him do it because, like, Snoop ain't no short dude. And for him to just, like, take off.
The ultimate get back. Oh, this me. Watch out. This me. This me.
No! And he came out of his shoe. It's going down here in the doghouse. West Brown and Snoop Dogg.
My bad. My bad.
You came out of your shoe right there.
Come on, man. I'm just doing it all today, baby. All right. I was in the middle of an interview, but the ball, it had to get caught.
All right, so every dollar from this game going to charity.
Yeah, man. Everything is going to charity, man. We about giving it away. We don't want to hold on to it. We want to give it away to the people. Puzzle.
Right. To see him not drop the ball at all, man, it was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And to lose a shoe in the midst of it, it's like, lesson learned here. Snoop, tie your damn shoe. Make sure your shoes stay on next time, buddy. More of the story. Definitely. Take the leap. You never know when you have a chance to do it. And my final video of the night to show you guys, this thing has been sparking a lot over the internet. And it has absolutely been hilarious to me to see it. And I am dropping the link in the chat to come up and share any story or talk about any of the things I've shared tonight. Go ahead and call in, get in the queue as we prepare for the exit of 2025. Y'all, this clip on the internet has given me life and has been absolutely hilarious. I don't know if anybody else out here has seen these rugs that have given these optical illusions of a hole or falling off the side of a building, and these pets that have been coming across it and them freaking out. This one in particular was extra hilarious because of what happened in the midst of it. Y'all, you got to see it. Dog knocked the cat off onto the floor. The cat was like, I'm not having this.
Oh my God!
Are you little?
Yeah, you asked for it, buddy. Oh, he looks so nervous.
Oh, cat was like,
Oh! Oh my God!
give me all this, give it back.
Yeah, you asked for it, buddy. Oh, he looks so nervous.
Well, that cat is about to die.
Oh! Yeah, you asked for it, buddy. Oh, he looks so nervous.
That cat had all the smoke for this dog.
Oh! Oh my God! Yeah, you asked for it, buddy.
Oh my God. I sat there for a good 7 minutes laughing at this video over and over and over and over and over again. I was just tickled all the way by this cat's reaction. This has been your weekly dose of everything reality across these internets that I have seen. I appreciate you guys coming on in here and sharing this with me. And I have a few comments that I need to share. Let's see here. Where do I start? All right. J. Starbright said, I ain't got no problem with that. Protect your people. That's right, New Orleans. Protect your peoples. Dustin Butler says, wake up, having a great weekend. Wake me up, having a great weekend. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. Glad to be here tonight. Glad to see you here tonight, Dustin. Appreciate you joining us. Ms. Kim said the hoodoo gon' get them. Yes, indeed. That hoodoo down in New Orleans had been getting them boys together, and I had been loving it. Jay Bright said, I think that man has some kind of mental instability. This ain't the first judge he has done that to. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I did not know. I wasn't aware. It's definitely apparent now, looking at it, that he was definitely quite emboldened and felt froggish and familiar with the system in which he can buck up against very easily. Miss Kim said, Frank Sinatra was fine when he was young. Oh, yeah. The old blue eyes had them boys. And he had all the ladies sign every time he came on that stage to sing. I'm tell you. And then he actually frequented a couple of movies back there in the day, too, for a little bit, and did quite well. He was very successful. Jay Starbright said, this sounds like it is coming from a woman that is not getting any. Absolutely. I that is one of my questions too to this particular story about being an only one sex position person. I have so many questions. She says, how people trying to control how you have sex. How she has sex is how she chooses. I shall reserve my right to do what I want. Absolutely. In the queue, ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of bringing up Dustin Butler.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome.
Happy New Year's Eve, everybody.
Happy New Year's Eve to you, brother.
Yeah, you had lots of good videos at the very end. Thank you for showing the videos. a little bit, good things to end the show on tonight. But there's a lot of
Absolutely.
things that I was shocked. I was shocked to see. Thank you for the good things. Thank you for the good part, by the way. Thank you for the interesting videos. Did you get my article I sent you about the Ashley Banfield?
I did, and I appreciate you sharing that with me. I did a little digging on that as well, and
What's your opinion about that?
it shocked me that she left Fox News. And I wanted to get your take on it before I drop my take. Because
she didn't leave. She didn't leave. She my question my take is she moved from Fox News to News Nation, but she's replacing Ashley Banfield. I don't like it because Ashley Banfield did nothing wrong, in my opinion, and Ashley is being punished by the network by getting fired for it. And that's a bunch of bullshit, in my opinion. I'm aggravated, as you can tell. Tyrone, I apologize about that, but that's how I feel. I don't think she done nothing wrong. I think she's being punished for it, for doing nothing wrong. Yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I understand you, and I was questioning if it was a level of retaliation in which the reason why she was being removed and replaced. At the time, I couldn't find too much information on what had transpired in the background, and I wanted you to fill me
Well,
in.
I can tell you the reason why I was told she was fired is because she was talking about criminal case about Brian Kohlberger, and everybody agrees with Brian Kohlberger. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. I agree with her, and I think he's guilty. Mm-hmm. Everybody's saying he's innocent, but I think he's guilty. And nobody can change how I feel about that.
Right. The part I can speak on, Katie Privilege to me it felt like a lateral move for her to leave from Fox to go to News Nation. However, News Nation had been trying to take advantage of the conservative aspect of things and pull in that audience more for years. And with Katie's voice and her take on a lot of things coming over there, I think that's what their ultimate goal is being fulfilled by. Because
I don't have honestly, I'm not happy about it, and not happy about it because I don't think that Ashley Banfield should have lost her job over it.
And it also made me wonder too, how long had they been planning to release her from that program spot?
Well, I heard it's been going on for behind closed doors for about 6 months.
Wow. And you were saying that it was from an interview that she did that they didn't really.
It was an interview that was released a couple of weeks ago, and people didn't like it. People didn't like what she had to say about Brian Kohlberger case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hearing that now lets me know that it is a strong possibility that she was set up to fail in that aspect, so
I
they
agree.
could get rid of her.
Yeah.
Because we've seen that happen over a number of years, and one that comes to mind to me is Don Lemon and how he was let go.
He got fired because of he got fired a different network, CNN. Yep, pretty much the same thing.
And it lets me know that these news outlets and their parent companies and all, it is an agenda that they're trying to fulfill, and they don't care how they go about fulfilling it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how clean or dirty it is. They just want to get it done. And they'll take any, I would say, like any inch, they'll take that mile.
They don't care. And people are losing their free speech in this country too, Tyrone, because everybody should have a right to have their own opinion. But I think we're slowly losing that right.
I absolutely agree with the free speech because of what we have seen transpired in 2025 from Donald Trump and the FCC trying to strip away different networks' licenses to broadcast, to them trying to shut down comedians for just giving their comedic take on things. And the censorship of America, I think, ultimately has been in works over the last 8 years.
I agree.
Not just this year in itself. This is something that we saw happen in the previous Trump administration, where they were trying to prevent certain things from being reported on. And unfortunately, that culture has spilled throughout all of media.
Right.
Point that where, like, if you don't do what the network wants you to do, aka quote unquote go off script on things and do the journalistic work that you were hired to do,
right,
there are repercussions that are being handed down, and a lot of it is unwarranted. And the question is really, how do we get a handle back on things as far as freedom of speech in this incubating system of, if you say the wrong thing,
right,
you're instantly fired, or you're instantly taking out.
Honestly, I don't think that as already in this situation, I don't think that we're going to get back to where. I don't think we're going to get back to 100%. Only way we're going to get back to 100% is stay prayed up and hopefully things change in the next administration, because I think that this administration had a lot to do with her being let go too.
Absolutely.
Because you can't sit there. I'm a little bit frustrated tonight. I'm so sorry about that. You can't sit there and tell me about these people on this administration didn't have anything to do with it, because they did. Because people, the power to be, tell people what to do.
And it hasn't been this bad before. Like we known that presidents have tried to enact it and have failed. This is, as far as my recollection goes, the most successful president at silencing people. And it's a bit scary, because at some point it's going to make people wonder what levels in which we can talk about things freely. Or is it that we've reached this point of where we cannot talk about anything because it's that taboo to talk about it? And we have to now constantly walk on eggshells and watch what we say and watch what we post social media wise because the fear that we're going to get tapped on the shoulder and yanked off the stage like a Sandman aspect of things. And that's sad because you can't say that you're trying to make America great again and you're taking away the very things that made America great.
And that's sad because that's a news nation's motto: make America great again. Well, how do they make America great again when they get rid of somebody that's doing their job right? They don't even care.
And from what I'm seeing thus far, the nation's news outlets have been turning this corner of we're not even focusing on the news aspect of things. It's all about our profits. It's all about our ratings. It's no longer about putting out accurate news.
Yeah, I can tell you what I'm talking about, Tyrone. And this is how I feel. I feel about the money and about the license. Because they were going to take the license. I bet they were going to take the license away if they didn't get the Ashley Banfield off the TV.
Now that makes you wonder, like, what network will have?
Because I think they were being pressured to get rid of them.
Like, which one of these networks will eventually grow a backbone and say, you know what, we're gonna take a stance against this because of our values and standing up for the right of the First Amendment, freedom of speech.
Correct.
Because at that point, you might as well say the Constitution doesn't mean anything. Go ahead with your comments.
I say money talks and people walk.
Absolutely. Seeing that CBS was willing to pay their way out of everything earlier this year lets me know the climate that we're in. It's a pay to play environment. And
can I add another comment to that, Cameron? Let's just add another comment to this. Her contract was just renewed last month.
Yikes!
With News Nation before all this happened, and then a week ago she got fired because of what she said.
See, now that makes me wonder: is there some sort of contract violation that she was unaware of that they exploited? Or is there something that she could utilize from that contract to retaliate with and definitely I would say go and seek damages for early termination? You know, that's possibly that's possible in this situation that because that was something that Jibby was potentially going to pursue himself.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon.
with Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, Jimmy Kimmel, sorry about the wrong name. I said
terminated.
Jimmy Fallon with the wrong name.
Well, they tried to come for Jimmy Fallon too on a couple of jokes, and NBC actually was like,
Yeah, they did.
He's good. We're good, and here's why."
Yeah.
And it was like, well, okay, they had the backbone to stand up against the administration and what they were trying to allege. But I think being in this climate of this pay to play and everybody wanting to not, I guess, piss off this administration to where they're being stifled from working and pursuing commerce anymore.
Sure.
It's a little bit disgusting to me that's where we are.
Yes, it is.
And that lets me know that everybody that is affiliated with this administration are wimps.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
They have no real power and authority, and if they did, they certainly yielded it and gave it away freely. Gave it away. And the only way that you can get it back is if you take it back by force. And I don't see them doing it. Not until things become far worse than they are right now.
But how much dire do they have to get before anything changes?
That is the real question.
That's the question. That's the question.
Those things have to do. That is the real question there for sure, because it makes you think like, are y'all so happy with your positions that you're willing to just blindly look away at these things? And unfortunately, that's what I see is happening to this day. Is more in its current state right now. Everybody is like, I'm good until things come to my front door. And I'm like, nah, man, you can't do that. Because if it shows up at the house across the street or the house right next door to you, it's going to affect you too. And if you're waiting until it crosses your front yard and it's knocking at your door, it's too late.
And like I always say, you have to stay creative. I mean, we have to stay creative because it could be any one of us. So that's, it could be any one of us too. It's not that's not Ashley Banfield. Even though it's her to for me to find out and to get to support it. I fully support Ashley Banfield what she wants to do about the situation, but it could be either one of us. So, it really upsets me to time on the things that come to this way. Mm-hmm.
And like her moving forward, instead of her trying to fight back to get back to where she once was, I would want to encourage her to go out on her own now. Because the evidence is showing that everyone that has gone independent post-firing has proven to be quite successful. Because at first, a lot of people were saying that with Joy Reid losing her position, she wasn't going to be able to bounce back. But we have seen her bounce back. Don Lemon has bounce back.
Mm.
On the conservative side, I've seen at least one over there that has bounced back since leaving. I can't remember their name. It escapes me at the moment, but I kind of want to say this is a blessing for her.
I agree.
And
I think she wanted to leave. I just think that she was. I think that she was trying to hold back. She wanted to do, but for her to have to leave like this after her contract just got renewed is kind of a slap in the face to me as well. Slap in the face to me as well, Tyler.
Absolutely. It makes you wonder how much did they really value her over there at News Nation?
Mm-hmm.
Was she truly somebody that they valued, or was she always had been a placeholder? And it feels like
she was
a placeholder.
I see what you mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
probably. Wait for you,
And it's like, well, okay, well, fine, I guess.
But for working for somebody since 2021 until 2025,
Yeah,
and then get rid of it because of that, that's ridiculous.
Absolutely, I definitely feel how the level of betrayal that went into it, and I hope for the best for her after this, even if that requires her to go to court and seek compensation for her firing. And I think that would be quite interesting to see. I thank you all for coming tonight. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Those that are
Thank you, Tom, for this. Thank you for having me up. Sorry, I was a little bit frustrated tonight. But that's okay. I'm sorry about that. But when I feel like this, I had to get it out because it was bothering me a lot. But I had to get it out. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. If you, like Dustin Butler, have a story that you want to share with me, and we can come up here and talk about it, email me at mrtdmccollum@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram or TikTok at Mr. TD McCollum. Let's meet here this Saturday coming up on Faithful Warrior Ministries, where we come together and pray and read a devotional and catch up and laugh and talk about life in general. I got my friends and compadres that will be here tomorrow night on JoJo Speaks at 8 p.m. For their show of Hot Topics. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if no one out there has said that they have a love for you, I do. Want to know that you're loved and appreciated, and wish you guys a fabulous new year of 2026. Don't let these fools out here.
Yeah.
Hold
see
you
you next Wednesday. That'll be 2026 when we see you next week. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and
so
I plan to be here next week as well.
Yeah, I'll be here too. I'll be here.
And We out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all New Year's
Yeah.
Eve and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Stay safe. Bye.